Greetings, and this is a demonstration of the Futures Backtesting Spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet that I had created for my own personal use, and I had shared it on the TradingView community, and got such a positive response, I decided to make it available to everybody. So this is how it works. Basically you log all of your futures trades based on whatever your trading plan involves, and you track those trades. And what this does in the futures asset world or sphere of influence is you have the various futures categories: indices, currencies, energies, agricultures, metals, meats, and bonds. What I like to call my 31 flavors, the 31 different types of futures contracts that I trade amongst all those different categories. And I have a couple checks and balances. It tells me that there's 216 total trades. Here by hour of the day, it also tells me that there were 216 trades, so I know that I'm basically doing all my calculations properly and including all of those in there. But the key to this is to show, in essence, where your effectiveness is during the day, during the week, during the month, and also maybe the efficacy of your system. And I wrote 2 articles on TradingView. I'll link to them in the description box below to show how to trade, how to test a trading system. And the biggest goal is, number one, is to see, does the trading system work? And you do that by going back in time and testing that trading system, and then determining the success rate or hit rate or win rate. As we see up here, you want to have a win rate that generates a profit. If you take a trade that's generally 3 to 1, you will want to have at least a 30% hit rate. So for every time you win, you can have 2 losses and still be profitable. So for instance, you could lose $10, lose $10, win $30, and you're constantly moving ahead. Or in this case, if you have a nice trading system that's 50%, 60%, 80%, you're rocking it, and that's great. All right. So in the case of this particular spreadsheet, just to show you the data set, there's 3 tabs down here. All right. So under the trades section, there's a bunch of sample trades in here that you can sort. You can click on the sort button and sort it by asset class or sort it by date. And generally, whenever I sort it by asset class, it's if I'm behind a couple days, like if I didn't check my trades for a couple days. For instance, I do try to backtest constantly. It's kind of like a warm-up routine before I actually start my trading day. So I might say sort it by asset, and then say, okay, the last Aussie dollar was on 11.20, and I can go straight to 11.20 and backtest the Aussie dollar, or go down to copper and say copper. All right, 11.24. That was the last day that I did that. And in other cases, I might want to sort it by date to just basically see the entire structure of what my return might have been. All right. So going back to the summary sheet, this is by hour of the day. And what I learned in my particular trade plan is how many trades were found that particular hour of the day, and what the win rate was based on my very detailed, very rules-based trading plan. All right, so these are all calculated automatically, saying there were 46 wins and 8 losses, so 85%, 66 wins, 16 losses, 36 wins, 4 losses, 35 wins, 5 losses. So this tells me basically, the optimal time to trade, if I wanted to have like a 6-hour workday, would be the 6 to 11 time, or 6 to noon. And certainly there's no bad time to trade, because you've got 40-ish type of trades, on average all day long, 46 or like 50, 70, 82, and so on. All right. And then by day of the week, there's no bad day to trade. All right. So you do have a little bit of a spike in this case on Tuesday, but that could be an anomaly. It could be that particular week or some news event that might have happened. But this is the most important thing, your win rate. And when you're doing your trades, as I outlined in my video and my tutorial on TradingView, my articles, how important it is to get your win rate to profitability. So if your average win is 5 to 1, you could afford to be right only 20% of the time. If your effectiveness is 3 to 1, then you're always making money. You're always making 3 winning trades and 1 losing trade. As long as you are making a good profit ratio on that. Right. And I made a nice little donut here telling me where the bulk of my trades tend to be found. So the majority of my trades tend to be found on the currencies, followed by the indices, followed by the metals and energies, pretty much an even heat there, and so on. And then a couple nice little infographics here. How many trades were long versus short? How many trades were before midnight versus they crossed over midnight? And how many wins versus losses? And that's just basically a graphical representation of what's here. Off to the side, these are the numbers that are pulled by the chart. And these are basically counting formulas, seeing what is taken up. So on Sunday, it does a count if, and on Monday, it does a count if, and so on. So those are Excel formulas. So this sheet is totally open, so you are allowed to edit it to your heart's content. You can convert these to Forex. You can convert these to stocks. I am actually going to release on the same theme a Forex specific spreadsheet as well as a stock specific spreadsheet. So people can basically not have to learn how to become an Excel programmer or an Excel guru. All right. And if you haven't already done so, you can, on this third tab, type out your trade plan. And it literally has to be step by step by step, because if you don't have a consistent way of placing trades, you won't have a consistent way of testing those trades. For instance, okay, at step one, I need to determine my trend. I'm only gonna trade if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. Step two, I'm gonna look for a particular candle pattern, whether it's a wick over wick or an explosive move out with 3 higher highs or 3 lower lows after the breakout. And step three, it has to be at least 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Whatever those are, you need to have a consistency, because if you kind of trade haphazardly, you're going to get haphazard results, and this information is just not going to be useful for you. All right. So this is a fully decked out spreadsheet showing you all the data that's in there. So to make it yours, basically you go to the first cell in there at A3. And scroll down to the bottom. You can actually hold the shift button and hit end down. It takes you down to the bottom, and go over to R over there, and just right click on it and say clear contents. All right, and you can just clear that all out, and you won't have any of my data in there, and it's just ready for you to go. All right. So the asset in this case, I'll just undo that delete so you can see the asset is whatever that contract is, wheat, the date, and then the time in and time out. And for me, is it a swing trade? Meaning, did this go over a midnight time period? So it might have gotten in here at 12 p.m. On Monday, and then got out at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So yes, that was a swing trade. Was it long or short? This is basically a strategy that I use called 889. So you can say my there number 1. So you could put your own type of variable in there. I like to use move strength. Was it a normal strength? And I didn't chart this, but you can do my there number 2, and also my there number 3. All right, so those are my 3 of my particular variables that I look for when I trade. So make this yours. What are you looking for in your spreadsheet, in your trading plan? And then finally, what was the return that you got? So it was a 4-to-1, a 7-to-1, a 15-to-1, a -1. So this is trades that don't work. And you get to see your hit rate, see your success rate. And over here, you can kind of hypothesize what your results would be. If you started with $100,000 and your average risk was 0.25%, so you would risk, say, $250 on any given trade, what would your result be? So if I won 4-to-1, I made $1,000 on that trade, 250 times 4. If I made 7-to-1 on that next trade, 0.25% of that, and so on, and those continue to add up. So you can hypothesize in a year, if I traded every single trade that came available to me, and you can limit this. You can then go ahead and delete everything that does not fit in with your time frame. So if you trade from 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning, only track trades from 6 to 8. And see hypothetically what your account could potentially grow to. All right, and over here, I have the class of product. Whether it's a currency, currency, an agriculture, a metal, an indices or something. So I have it's a wicked formula up here, but basically it's checking for all the different formulas in a typical brokerage account. Some brokers might have different numbers. Like I know on TradingView, for instance, ZW is wheat. And what's another one? ZS is soy. But on TradingView, TradeStation, it's just W and just S. And the currencies in TradingView all begin with the number 6, and they don't in TradeStation. It's 6 is just JY, or CD for Canadian dollar, or AD for Aussie dollar. So that's the only difference, and you can go ahead and change those in this class feature. If it basically updates the donut on the chart. So this class updates this donut on the chart for futures trading, and basically you just have to change all the variables in the formula here. And it'd probably be easier to copy that whole formula, put it into a word processor, edit it, and then paste it back over there. So if it's instead of 6N for the New Zealand dollar on TradingView, if you use TradeStation, it would be NZ. And so on with the Canadian dollar. So that is 6C in TradingView. It would be CD for the Canadian dollar. All right, and then day of the week. This is automatically calculated based on the weekday that the date fell in, so you know what days of the week your trading strategy is most effective, and the hour of the trade that comes on the in time, so you can see what hour of the day your trades tend to get hit. So this was letting me see or determine where the best opportunities are for me to trade, because if 90% of my trades happen between X and Y, then I'm only going to trade X and Y, or 50% of my trades happen between X and Y. And what I basically saw here is, I'd prefer to trade in the morning session, but if not, it doesn't hurt. I'll trade in the evening, so I'll spend an afternoon with friends, spend a morning with friends, or teach a class somewhere if I'm requested to teach. And maybe I'll get up early and I'll trade for 3 hours in the morning and take care of that. So it really let me see that, wow, there's really no bad time to trade given my particular system. So feel free to shoot me any emails, ask any questions. I do look forward again to making this available for as a Forex spreadsheet, and make the charts and statistics here Forex specific. But you can easily change these numbers and parameters, again, because it's unlocked. So you would basically change this formula from looking for ES to, say, USD JPY for the yen, and just change this title to whatever you want to change it to. All right, so that's it for this video, and thank you again for becoming a member of buying the spreadsheet, and happy trading, trade well, and I'll see you back on TradingView.